Good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi Prague.
Yeah, I prayed earlier. I guess Rani will be here in a minute.
Okay.
Meantime, open Siman Kufchet. See, today we're not going to have too many people because some people prayed the first minyan, some second minyan.
Okay.
מה שמעת משהו מהארץ, משהו מעניין?
No, what were they taught? I didn't see anything major, but I don't remember. I could look in a minute.
No, if you don't remember, obviously הכל בסדר. Max told me Sunday that he has to relocate again.
Yes.
I told him, Max, this is Eretz Israel נקנית בייסורים, ממש, no?
But it's interesting. These things don't, I don't know how he does it. All these.
No, but I also was wondering. I mean, he says, okay, listen, it's a burden I have to do, but I'm learning the trenches there.
But he's spending a lot of time. I mean, thank God.
תמיד זאת אומרת, הוא מבין that he has to live in a center, כי
Yes.
אמרתי לו למשל, אמרתי לו, אם תעבור to one of the suburbs, it will be much easier, be much cheaper. He says, no, I have to live, אני רוצה להרגיש שהוא חי בירושלים.
Well, yeah, that, plus he has to get to the university and...
Right, זה גם, of course, זה היה חלק מזה גם כן. זה מעניין מאוד.
Right, it just has, and he wants to open up a practice, get a practice and get. Listen, this is what children do. Thank God.
Give him a lot of credit.
Yeah, he's a good. Listen, I'm blessed. And if it's Thanksgiving today, they make a special day. But if you stop every day, you think.
זה נקרא סיבה to be thanks.
And look, what we think is that what that child or that young man said at the Kinnus HaShluchim, instead of thinking what you don't have, think of what you do have.
It's a very powerful. But you realize it's the way you think. You're looking at life totally different.
Right.
I saw yesterday. Obviously, interesting lomdes, but תראה דברים מעניינים מאוד, תסתכל.
So the Shulchan Aruch 108?
So first, as an introduction, look at 107 first, 107, קוף זין.
Okay.
אם הוא מסופק, אם יתפלל, אם הוא מסופק. We saw it in Rambam yesterday. חוזר ומתפלל, ואינו צריך לחדש שום דבר. למה? כי באמת, רב יוחנן says, הלוואי ויתפלל אדם כל היום כולו. But, look a second at the משנה ברורה, תראה, חוזר ומתפלל, משנה ברורה ב'. הוא מתנה ואומר, אם לא התפללתי, תהי לחובתי.
Right.
ואם התפללתי, תהי לנדבה. אבל תזכור, this is where you find the concept of תנאי. Yes? I'm about to pray עמידה. If I did not pray, this is my חובת עמידה. ואם לא, נדבה.
So, but why does the Shulchan Aruch then say, if the second one is in a dava and he makes that tonight, wouldn't he have to be mechadesh something? Although the Shulchan Aruch says not.
Yofi, yeah. But since it's not really in a dava, it's in a dava only under conditions.
Okay.
If I did not pray, this is nadava. Look further in the Mishnah Berurah. ואף על פי שכל ספק מדברי סופרים להכר, right? Let's say you ate for breakfast one slice of bread, which is Birkat Hamazon is midirabanan. You are not sure if you said it or not. You would not have to repeat. Why? Because ספק דרבנן לכולה. בכל מקום, הכה, חוזר ומתפלל, מפני שהלוואי שיתפלל אדם כל היום בתורת נדבה ועל ידי חידוש. והככה, תשמע טוב, כשחוזר ומתפלל על הספק, אין צריך חידוש. Why? אתה מבין? אם אתה רוצה להתפלל מתפילת נדבה, you have to add something you didn't say before. Okay? I'm using an example only. Let's say את צמח דוד עבדך, תוסיף משהו שלא אמרת קודם. It says here, the fact that I am praying again because of ספק is the חידוש. ואין לך חידוש גדול מזה, שיצא ידי ספקות. Now, כתב בדרך החיים, בערבית, בספק, we're not sure if you, מה ריבונה? אינו צריך לחזור ולהתפלל תפילת 18, וקבוע חובה בוודאי, לא בספק. Here, again, we spoke yesterday in the Rambam, 3 halachic differences, if Arvit is Reshut or Chova. Says the Derech HaChaim, if I have a Safek on Shachrit or Mincha, since I'm obligated to pray Shachrit,
right.
Says Arvit, you are not obligated. So he said, if you have a Safek, don't repeat. אבל, מדברי הפרי מגדים, משמע רק דאין חוב עליו לכולי עלמא, אבל לכתחילה נכון הוא שיחזור ויתפלל גם בערבית. Why? You remember we saw in Tosfot 2 days ago, Tosfot are learning that תפילת ערבית רשות means compared to others, but it is a חובה, not as others. Therefore, says the פרי מגדים, כי באמת גם בערבית, אפילו למאן דאמר רשות, בכל מקום מתחילה מצווה היא. וממילא, מה שיצא ידי ספקו, נחשב כחידוש, גם בערבית. You understand what he's saying? The first opinion understood that ערבית רשות means רשות.
Reshut Torah, Reshut, right?
Right? So if you have a safek, don't do it. I mean, anyway, comes the Pri Megadim and he takes the position of Tosfot. That באמת it's a חובה לשחרית ומנחה. Not as חובה. So if you have a safek, you're better off doing it again.
It's funny you say it like this. I sent the Rebbetzin. I was learning a sikha of the Rebbe where he taught, and he turns this all on its head. He posited that he says, believe it or not, that a reshut is bigger, or the Ma'ariv is bigger than the other two.
You realize how brilliant the Rebbe was. The Rebbe is talking to a crowd that he knows. If many of them, not the real Hasidim, but many of are not praying. So he wants them to feel, can you imagine you prayed Arbit? It's a reshut and a be'emet between me and you, yes?
I don't think he did it more like to explain how to look at tefillah in general, in a way.
Right. Because be'emet, we saw the Gemara in Kiddushin. And the Gemara in Kiddushin says, Gadol mi she'ino metzuveh ve'oseh. Rab Chanina says, first he thought that if you do anything on a volunteer base, you're on a higher level. Then please take this. This is for you. I'm going to open it for you.
No, because he was saying this before everybody out that Rashi about the Malachei Eretz Israel don't go outside of Eretz Israel.
Interesting, yeah.
I sent it to you. If the Rebbetzin gives it to you, not. But I figured it just because we studied it, you might the last 2 or 3 pages of how he thinks are just interesting.
No, I have the Sfarim of the Rebbe and Chumash. Most likely it's printed in the book of Chumash. You freeze in and out. You're coming in and out.
Yeah, I have to fix it. I'm going to
you froze a few times. Look now and see Gimel, okay? See Gimel right here.
Thank you.
He said, we spoke, said that the Rabbi of Lubavitch said that when it comes to tefillah, sometimes if you are not obligated to pray, and you do pray, the tefillah, so to say, is on a higher level. It says by other mitzvot, so I told him, in other mitzvot, the Gemara says, if you're commanded to do, you're obligated. If you are not, your reward is not as big, because the pressure that me and you have to do certain things is because I must do it.
Mm-hmm.
The minute in the back of your mind, you know that you're, okay, I have a way out. I have a way out. It's not...
Well, is there an opinion that, like, I found myself, I think at least a couple of times, my phone died and I don't have a Siddur, it's been hard time. And I know that if I start Amidah, I'm going to mess it up someplace. You always, I mean, you said that don't do it.
It's a good question. Yeah. It's a very good question.
Yeah.
Joseph wants to know, let's say you don't have a Siddur, you don't have an iPhone. You don't remember the entire Amidah. You remember the entire Amidah, but you assume because you normally pray in a Siddur, is it better not to pray or not? We'll see in a minute. We'll see something fascinating.
At this point, you may make mistakes or skip things.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying.
It
gets mixed up.
I know that I'm not going to do it.
See, no, see,
you said yesterday, if you miss the fire, for example, it's gone.
See, so this is very careful. See, if you, here I take this, open a second, Siman Kuf Science, if you think that you remember all the barachot, that you miss sentences, then pray. If you are afraid that you might forget a full baracha, then do it. You understand? Let's say, רפאנו השם ונרפא הושיענו ונבשע כי תהילתנו אתה בעלי ארוחה ומרפא. So you forgot the sentence בעלי ארוחה ומרפא. But basically you said the baracha because you started רפאנו השם ונרפא, right? And you ended ברוך אתה השם רופא כל עמו ישראל. Even if you missed
The whole middle part.
the middle part, as long as the essence of the baracha is there, you understand? Mm-hmm. But if you are afraid that you might forget the entire baracha, then you're not praying.
Isn't it Amidah Kitur that just has the beginning and the end?
Right, exactly.
This is the main part. This is the main part. Look a second now in Siman Kuf Zayin, Seif Gimel. Kuf Zayin. Basically, I told Larry before that I saw yesterday on this Tashlumin or not. That is fascinating stuff. Let's see. אין ציבור מתפללים תפילת נדבה כלל. Here it is. Right? We saw before that מעיקר הדין, you can always pray whenever you want, but למעשה we're not doing it. If you have a safek here, if you prayed or you didn't pray it, and you don't have to make any chidush in the tefillah, because anyway, you can pray all day. So why is the tzibur not praying tefillat nedava? Because if the tefillot are aligned as the korbanot, there isn't any korban tzibur that is looked upon as a nedava. There isn't.
What about Tashlumin?
In a second. Now look now and see if Dalet. Here is Joseph right up top there. הרוצה להתפלל תפילת נדבה. Right? צריך שיהיה מכיר את עצמו, you have to know yourself, זריז וזהיר, ועמיד בדעתו שיוכל לכוון בתפילתו מראש ועד סוף.
It's tough.
No, see, this is why it doesn't apply today. Today we have so many millions of things flying through our head. See, at the time when they allowed us to pray the device, if you know that you're going to have kavanah, אבל אם אינו יכול לכוון יפה, קרינם בי, למה לרוב זבחיכם?
The extra rove.
Prophet Yeshayahu is screaming at the people, I don't need your korbanot. והלוואי שיוכל לכוון בשלוש תפילות הקבועות ליום. No, but this is Shulchan Aruch. It's very practical, and he is bringing it from Tshuvot HaRosh. Which means it's 700 years ago.
We're so bad that, well, I'm so bad with that. Even
Everyone.
If I write to say that even if you forget the first three, where you need the kavanah, don't repeat because you may not have kavanah on your repetition.
No, this is what the Ramah says.
Fascinating.
Try to go back like 200 years ago. You live in a village in the Middle East or in Europe. You know nothing about the world. There are no phones, there are no radio, there aren't newspapers. Okay, so here and there's nothing to bother you. Today, you just think for a minute. You woke up in the morning, you're like, what do you do in the morning?
First thing, I mean, whatever.
Many people turn the phone right away to see what they
Oh, yeah.
You see, of course.
Well, Rabbi,
Worse when I get up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep for a minute.
I know we're saying that we just saw here. Today, no one prays Tfilat Nedava because it's impossible to have the proper kavanah. If you go 200 years ago and you're in the village, for 500 years your family is there. You know nothing about it. Okay, if there is a war. I mean, I told you, so it's funny. My grandmother, my mother's mother, she had a sister in St. Louis. So she used to send her every couple of months a package of newspapers in Yiddish. So I see my grandmother and I see the headline. I thought, Safta, this is 4 months ago. She says to me, who cares? I'm reading the news 4 months later.
Yeah.
You hear this?
Yeah. Just awareness, but no.
She didn't listen to the radio.
But Rabbi Prock,
yes.
think about you as a teacher. When 20 years ago, how was the level of concentration of the kids to the level?
Everyone agrees that the expectations for kids, they are much less. A good teacher of social studies told me a paper that used to be 85 now is 92, and 92 now is 98. I said you cannot expect them to.
Even in Harvard, they see the same problem.
Harvard is not different. Harvard it's finished.
So I sat on a class with Rabbi Miller many years ago, and he said, "You want to be happy? Don't read the newspaper. Don't watch television. Don't listen to the radio. You can't do anything about it anyway."
You will say?
Yeah, well, usually the thing that you are worried about
He said that.
not the world. Like, what do I care about Russia or Ukraine? I don't care.
No, you're right. But
My kids
naturally, many people by nature are always warriors. They're always worried. Always worried. Okay?
But I think that all the history, you got worried because of your family, your relatives. I mean, like people usually they are worried about themselves. Like, are they going to attack me? They're not attack me. Program or something. But
we had a fellow. His name is Rabbi Leibowitz. He graduated Flatbush. He went to college. Now he's in Israel. Very good, inspiring teacher and rabbi in Israel. He spoke to the seniors. He says, "My dear seniors, I graduated the same school as you. Pick up a job that you might use in Israel, because if you can use it only in America, 10 years from now it's over." He says, "We are now in a transition. You are not worried because you are over 50 years." This is what you told the seniors. Continue following your dreams, but make sure that whatever you choose to do can be used in Israel too. Because otherwise, where would you be 5 years from now with 10?
nothing can be used in
It's like
Israel.
how you used to do coding,
Nothing can be used
right?
in Israel.
And the AI now
everything.
made coding.
No, many people
When the kids grew up
I know
coding.
that. I spoke Sunday to a doctor from Cleveland, a female. She goes, "How is your sister, Pnila?" She says, "She's a doctor. She's in Israel. She works as a doctor in America, but she doesn't see patients. She reads CTs. She's being paid in American dollars as a doctor being in Israel." Oh, many engineers, first semester. We're going to learn how we'll touch some of the topics we touched yesterday with fascinating.
Wait, just a quick question. What I said the Tashlumin. Let's say I can come up with an example where we're about to pray Mincha and there was a fire alarm, everybody ran out. Whatever reason, the Tzibur missed Mincha. For whatever reason, would they pay can they pray Tashlumin in
No, but not as a tzibur.
not as the Tzibur. Same thing as in the Davar.
This is a good question. He's asking. We saw before that the tzibur doesn't have Tfilat Davar. So he's saying the entire tzibur missed Mincha, so each individual is obligated to play again.
Right.
Not as a tzibur.
So then, if you had 10 people together had the same situation, there would not be a minyan per se.
No, there would be a minyan for the next for Arbit, but
Yeah,
after
for-
Arbit, each one is playing. He's playing individually.
No Kaddish, no nothing. It's just individual prayers. 10 people doing it.
Look at Siman.
Do we have another idea of where they have idea? Like, I understand Pesach Sheni comes to mind, like it's an idea of a tashlumim in a way. But is there a more concrete example? Like, I didn't do lulav. I know it's his Bayom Rishon.
Begins not for Pesach Sheni. Everything begins in Gemara Chagiga in the first Mishnah. Be'emet, when you come to Yerushalayim, Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot, you should bring the korban that you have to the first day. If you did not, you have tashlumin, second, third, fourth. What happened if the first day you had a medical problem and physically you couldn't? There's one opinion in the Gemara that you don't bring the korban anymore. When do you have tashlumin? Only if you're obligated the first day. You were lazy, you spend time with your family, bring it second, third, fourth. Famous machloket in the Gemara. חיגר ביום הראשון ונתפשט ביום השני. Yes, this is the machloket.
But the honest, you're not.
What?
The honest.
Honest is different. Honest is אתה חייב. You're obligated, but unable to fulfill it. If you don't have a leg, I mean, if you're unable to...
No, but for whatever that reason, it was only honest on the first day, and second day you're capable, there's an opinion that says you don't bring it.
This is the machloket. This is the machloket. You can see Siman Kufchet. This is the basics. Remember, look at the topic. The topic is מי שלא יתפלל אליי לסיבת טעות, by mistake, or honest, he couldn't help it, or במזיד. So
Wait a minute, you're in 108? 108?
108, קופחת, 108. שולחן ערוך, אורח חיים, קופחת.
I'm saying, but it says Ta'a onen nas v'lo hitpalel shacharit.
No, רק רגע, no, I read the title of the siman. I didn't
Oh,
read
Mishlo hitpalel is...
the title is מי שלא יתפלל לסיבת טעות או אונס או מזיד.
Oh, I see that. I'm sorry.
סעיף א', טעה או נאנס, ולא יתפלל שחרית, person didn't feel good in the morning, he didn't pray, ולא יתפלל שחרית, מתפלל מנחה, 2. This is the basics, yes? הראשונה מנחה, והשנייה לתשלומים. Even though they are the same Amidah, but in your mind you should know always that the replacement tefillah is only attached to the base one. Ta'a or ne'anas. Good?
What do you mean attached?
There's a link to it. It's like
you cannot pray tashlumin on your own, just tashlumin. If you're praying the main mincha now, then you can add another tefillah.
So if you have a safek, you cannot...
In a minute, you'll see in a minute. Yeah, in a minute. What is ne'anas? Ne'anas means I was not in control. Look at Mishnah Berurah. או נאנס, כגון שהיה חולה, או שיכור. Okay? Now, what happened if you went on a tzalakol? What happened if Rani Tawil is sitting on a very important meeting that cannot be postponed, and you missed Shachrit? Remember one of these meetings, emergency meeting, it's a fascinating question. While you're sitting at the meeting, you don't have to pray Shachrit. So look at the Mishnah Berurah. Look at the Mishnah Berurah, 2, 4, 6 lines from the bottom.
From the bottom?
From the bottom, yeah. ואם עסק בצורכי ציבור, עיין לעיל בסוף סימן צדיק ג' במשנה ברורה. It's a מחלוקת. What's the machloket? You know, Joseph, if Rani is sitting at an important meeting that cannot be postponed, does it mean you're obligated to pray? But the halacha tells you don't pray because you're doing something.
So are you exempt from it?
Or you are exempt. If you are exempt, there's no
There's no
tashlumin.
makeup.
This is the machloket. So
But what do you lose if you do it?
wait. Good. ועיין בפרי מגדים, he says, בסימן זה שכתב, דנכון הוא, the right way, Joseph, שגם בזה יתפלל אחר כך להשלים, you should pray double מנחה, אך בזה יתפלל אותה בתורת הדבר. You know what he says? Since it's a מחלוקת, Joseph, one says, there's no makeup here. There's no need for a makeup. The other one says there is. See, this is a classic example what how Nedava helps us. Okay, so let's
it's very difficult to define when you are in meeting whether it really is so important not to tell the people and you feel maybe embarrassed or something.
In today's day and age, most meetings are social meetings.
Let's assume it was a crisis after October 7th, or 9/11, and we're all deciding what to do for the benefit of the Kehillah.
I read in World War.
Excuse me.
Joseph. I read in World War II hundreds of meetings like this. We have an order from the Nazis to do so and so. We have to make a quick decision. Push everything you have, or even October 7th, as Rani says.
Stop everything.
Now, look.
Is there any example where somebody could be exempt from tefillah? I'm curious to know what would constitute exemption from being required to pray. Is there such a concept?
Okay,
That's the onus. This is machloket.
That's the only one. There was something else of a higher priority than being obligated.
Oh, yes. If you're so mixed up, you cannot really focus for a
To
second.
be exempt.
But you have to be very careful because otherwise you can mix.
Somebody, for example, had a very stressful situation that put them out of their minds.
Yes.
So therefore, that person would be exempt.
But you never heard it. You never heard it from a rabbi, because otherwise, most of the time you can say.
Somebody had a sudden loss of a close family person, and he.
Right, that's if a tragedy just struck someone and he's complete. It's
But this
But
is
you think about it.
Onen or Chatan
Right. Chatan, it's a better.
On October 7th, when they woke up at 6:30 in the morning, a general, let's say a frum general, woke up at 6:30. He was busy. He didn't daven shachris for mincha either. Maybe, I don't know.
He's exempt.
Right. Okay. So remember, every time we have Tashlumin, so the first one is the main tefillah, the second is a replacement. But now look a second. Seif Bet. Ta'a, we saw yesterday in Rambam, but here we're going to talk about fascinating cases in the rules.
Yeah. One minute. In the example of the general, you can say that, you know what, there is a disaster. Let me quickly pray mincha and then go.
Do you hear what he says?
Like,
Joseph Mechila, I'm not a general, neither you, but a serious general cannot think for a second, but the big picture.
Religious people give priority to these prayers.
But it's
The drones are coming, and you got to make a call to blast them out of the sky. That minute, it's all time for the 5 minutes from Manhattan.
Man is in charge, and others. Okay, I mean, Joseph, sometimes bias, our tefillah is a non-tefillah, but if tefillah is a tefillah, I mean, I'll give you a good example, but don't ever use it because it doesn't apply to us. The Chazon Ish, Shema Tov, used to learn 18 hours straight, that sometimes he couldn't walk to his bed. He walked to his bed and he fell. Sometimes he felt that he's out of energy. See, here it is. So he used to tell one of his students, bring me an orange. Orange for him was very. Sometimes he didn't make a bracha or appearance.
He wasn't the right state of mind.
I can't have the kavanah. So Rabbi Dan Segal, who was one of the big rabbis in our generation, says in his speech, okay, Shema Tovila, the Chazon Ish cannot have the kavanah that he wants to have, but let him have my kavanah.
Yeah.
And the reason for the Chazon Ish,
that's his level.
The kavanah of the Dan Segal is
his level.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm using it as an example, you understand? everyone, Joseph, has to know what is our level of
Then we have
kavanah.
without
Some days they have a kavanah for more brachot. Some days they're completely out. They prayed mincha the day of your daughter's wedding. Remember, you had mincha, yes? Do you think that doing the mincha in your mind, you're not planning this, that, you're human beings.
Sure.
It's not you, everyone is. Let's go to סעיף ב'. טעה ולא התפלל מנחה, התפלל ערבית 2. הראשונה ערבית, והשנייה לתשלומית. This is a repeat, correct?
Let's repeat, I think for a reason, because technically it's the next day, so to speak.
Good,
So
right,
you wonder,
right.
what's it mean? No, maybe
Right,
I'm
right,
on that
right,
day,
right,
because
right,
Shachridim and
right,
I'm
right,
okay,
right.
but Arvit
And
and
the
Hannah,
Gemara
that's another
wasn't
story.
sure if you can do it. Good,
Yeah.
good. Listen to now. טעה ולא התפלל ערבית,
Yeah.
התפלל שחרית 2.
And you might think, because it's
No,
overnight, maybe
listen,
you
listen. Now you have something new that you didn't hear before completely. הראשונה שחרית, והשנייה לתשלומית. Up till here, everything is fine.
Right.
And please listen carefully. Every morning after שחרית, say אשרי, ובא לציון, קדיש. When should I pray the second עמידה? As I said, עושה שלום, look מרן.
Like I have sick or something?
לאחר שאומר יוצר ו18 ברכות, I'm continuing the שולחן ערוך. לאחר שהתפלל, לאחר שאומר יוצר ו18 ברכות, יאמר אשרי, ואחר כך יתפלל 18.
Don't continue with the regular.
Don't say the second עמידה immediately. You must say אשרי before one.
You have to break it up.
Why? What's that? What's the svara of that? What is the svara of that?
Like 36 brachot.
No, the Eli says because otherwise it sounds like 38 brachot still.
38.
Look at the Mishnah.
But I can't wait till after Alenu?
No, he says no.
No, that's the saying. So
Look,
where's the break?
Look at the Mishnah ברורה now. Look at the Mishnah ברורה י"ג. יאמר אשרי כדי לעמוד גם בתפילת השלומים מתוך דברי תורה, מתוך דברי תנחומים של תורה. Did you ever ask yourself how come Ashrei begins, how come Mincha begins with Ashrei?
First is get you to the level. You don't want to jump right
So
into
the
Amidah.
Gemara says, "Ein omdim leitpalel ela mitoch divrei Torah." Prior to any tefillah, in the morning I have Shema. This is a divrei Torah, yes, plus mitzvah Shema. But by Mincha you have to say Ashrei because ein omdim leitpalel.
And Mariv, you have Mariv, you have Shema.
Again. Now,
That's what I thought.
sometimes I come to a minyan late, and the Chazan is about to say Kaddish, so which means I missed the Ashrei. So in the past, I used to say I have to catch up to Tefillah B'tzibur. I would like to start. No. I have to say Ashrei.
Before that,
Yes.
saying, and then delay you starting Amidah. Delay.
It's another 2 minutes. Yes.
Instead of saying actually after the Amidah.
It says here, "Ein omdim leitpalel ela." So listen carefully.
So let's see here.
Wait, I don't do it, but I thought there's a halacha. So if you walk into a minyan and they're praying mincha, you have to go right into the Amidah.
In a second. See, by you, sometimes you say some pesukim before, right? Tikon tefilati k'torah lefanecha. By you, this is the divrei Torah.
And if you don't,
Even though you are not saying it, the Chazan is
Friday
saying it.
afternoon, we rushing to get here in time for Minha.
So this
Yeah,
is
the Hasidim say a whole bunch of
תקטור לפניך מסעת כפיים מחטאת. הקשיב על הכל. You just said 3 פסוקים, yes? The original takana was Ashrei.
We don't say all that. We say
We never
Tikon
do.
tefilati.
No, but you realize
Hasidim.
the Chazan is saying what?
There's always 3 psukim.
Right, the always. No?
So say 3 pesukim from Ashrei.
Okay, so I do sometimes.
But
I
wait
say,
a second.
מי יכול עליך יסבר ואתה נותן להם את כולם ביתו, פותח את זה. But if I realize it, the car is
So don't go
going
straight
very
into
fast.
Amidah. So sometimes
I see by Hasidim, they say something by Mariv. I forget, they say Hashem Moshiach.
But this is exactly why they say. They say few
But wait a second. So why wouldn't Vahu Rachum takes care of that too? Because it's a pasuk, no?
Correct. But what? Eli, you see it, Eli?
Yeah, you're right.
No, but
Right.
you see,
There's
it's
three
so
Pesukim.
ingrained. You see, you
It's
didn't
really
get.
3 Pesukim. I didn't realize it was 3, yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
three.
it's three.
It's 3 Pesukim, but this is the reason. No?
Sure.
Like
Look a second.
That's right.
Before Musaf, you wrote before Musaf on Shabbat, so it's always 3.
So remember, so Shulchan Aruch is telling us, Rani, you missed Arbit.
Yeah, you say
You pray twice. Before the second Amidah, say Ashrei, okay? Not right away. Look further in Mishnah
But then
Berurah.
don't continue with the minyan that's going on with the rest of the
Of course not, because you're
So you miss
obligated.
that.
You're obligated now to say
catch up
to
later
say
with that.
Tashlumin.
So how much you mean by Yahid?
Yeah, that.
In the Arvit, you missed it.
In a second,
Yeah,
in a
but on a
second.
regular day.
In a second, Eli, let's continue. Let's continue now. Go further. Mishnah Berurah. Skip 3 lines in Mishnah Berurah. V'ayen
Yeah,
ba'acharonim.
because they say Hashem tzvot iman miskavlanu, then they say Hashem tzvot ashrei adam boterchbach, and then it says Hashir melech yanei leviel korenu, and then that's nusach harid that they daven like that.
לא, אני רק אומר, if you say those 3, אתה עומד להתפלל מתוך דברי תורה, otherwise you will miss תפילה בציבור. ועיין באחרונים שהסכימו רני, והוא הדין אם מתפלל מנחה 2, you missed שחרית. Okay, you prayed מנחה, you finished. עושה שלום במרומיו, don't start the second עמידה, עשה אשרי again.
What about tachno?
כלומר, גם כן, עוד הפעם, אשרי קודם תפילה שנייה.
Wow, so according to Smechan and Abit, you're always saying Ashrei before the second Amidah.
Correct.
Now Shachrit.
No, so he said before, what we learned before was Shachrit. I missed Arbit. I prayed Shachrit.
Twice.
Now I have, no. Before the second one,
Right.
make sure it's Ashrei.
Wait, is
When you are saying that the same exactly applies by Mincha.
Rabbi Prague?
You pray twice Amidah by Mincha.
You say Ashrei
Before you
again.
start, he said over here.
But then
Wait a
after.
second.
No, you say
No,
Hashem.
not after, no.
No, I know what you're saying.
No, the second
No, I'm thinking
Ashrei
something else,
is
yeah.
היינו עומדים להתפלל, אלא מתוך דברי תורה.
So let me ask you, Rabbi Prague. So that's why they say Ashrei before Ne'ilah and Yom Kippur?
This is exactly the reason. For every tefillah, you have to say Ashrei.
But Rabbi, so many times I heard that you prayed the first one, and you don't even say Hashem, the first one, and you just take the 3 steps and you go.
Joseph, you learn in Shulchan Aruch. I don't know what you heard, I'm not you.
Shulchan
Shulchan Aruch says, before עמידה, look, וכל זה הוא רק לכתחילה. אבל מדינה, אין צריך הפסקה בין תפילה לתפילה, רק כדי הילוך 400. בדיעבד, if you didn't say the Ashrei, you're fine. If you want to do it the right way, you have to say Ashrei. Shulchan Aruch, it's not in
So
Just to clarify, Misman Ham, I'm saying about your time. What do I do with the second Amidah Arbit? I'm making this.
So now he's asking the interesting question.
I'm not saying Ashrei.
By the Sfaradim, you realize you don't say Tehillim. Some Sfaradim don't say Tehillim at night.
Yeah, that's my
So I
question.
saw, Yakut Yosef, some say that this halacha, you realize the Mishnah Berurah stopped him. Why didn't he say Arbit?
Yeah.
This is the reason.
We say Shira Ma'alot in Arvit time.
I would have thought Shir Ma'alot in between, was good enough to do a hefsek
Right,
between the
okay,
two.
it's a Shira Ma'alot, will be fine.
So that Tehillim
Right,
is 9.
no, but it's Tehillim, you say part of the
Part of that,
Arbit,
yeah.
so it doesn't count as Tehillim. Here, look further, Mishnah Berurah, look sheet Yudalet, Gilai. Mishnah Berurah Yudalet, Larry.
I have it. Kedei Hashlim.
ויש מאחרונים, listen a minute,
That's what I find out.
ויש מאחרונים, second line, you see י"ד, second line? ויש מאחרונים שכתבו בשם המקובלים שלא לומר אשרי בערבית,
There you go.
ואף שהוא בשביל תפילת המנחה, גם כן יש להחמיר בזה. The reason is, המקובלים, וכתב בדרך החיים, ואיך שהאדם ינהג בזה, יש לו על מי לסמוך. אך כל זמן שהוא יום, if you pray early ערבית, לא יימנע מלומר אשרי, אף על פי שהוא אחד תפילת מנחה. Let's say you're praying early, like in this community, every day, many minyanim, you pray ערבית early. Says then, this problem doesn't exist. If you miss Shachrit today,
what would I do?
you do say Ashrei, he says.
Even though it's technically after I said Arbit the first
But this
time,
is
but it's still
exactly-
daytime.
But this is exactly his point.
saying Teshuvim with the praying early? That doesn't work.
No, I'm saying you didn't pray Shachrit.
You didn't pray Shachrit.
I'm saying you didn't pray Mincha Mechila.
You didn't pray Mincha.
But the Kahal, no,
So it's all day.
You will
That's the
say,
point.
no, here's a good point. Paul is saying,
No, it's not
what
Teshuvim,
gives
it's
you,
still Mincha time.
says
you're
what,
right.
what gives you time
The
to
right
start
time,
our meeting?
but the right
He's right, he's right.
Well, I'm not sure what
No,
what
he
time.
says, he's
Sampi.
right,
No,
he's
he
right.
said if you're going
He's
to pray,
saying if you pray Arbit tonight at 9, Mincha is over. But if you miss Shachrit,
Yeah.
you're going to pray here in Shaarei Tzion, Mincha and Arbit. It's still daytime, pray Mincha now. Or you pray during Arbit, and then
because
you're
the
going
Oh,
to
and then pray
Minyan
Mincha?
is saying not
You're probably 100%
No, you
right.
can't.
Probably 100%
You're on the wrong
right. The
train.
example
You're on
I
the
gave
wrong
is the
train.
wrong example.
Yeah, you're on the wrong train.
100% right, 100%. זה מה שהוא כותב, פה תסתכל. לוק 5 lines מדבר.
Ain't over till
הכל זמן שהוא יום, לא יימנע מלומר אשרי, אבל כן, אם יתאחר הוא בא לבית הכנסת בשעה שהציבור התחילו מנחה, יתפלל עמהם, ויאמר אשרי אחר כך, he says, שעושה אשרי afterwards.
Rabbis, does it work out that the only time you can't pray
What's the
seems is
benefit?
Chatzot Hayom and Mincha Tana?
What?
The time that you can't pray, it seems, from Chatzot Hayom
half an hour.
till the half hour, till Mincha Tana. In that period, that half hour, there's no place to pray anything.
The question is always, if you did, are you say with the Avada?
Which tefillah did you pray? You
No,
don't
no, it's
know.
a Shachrit.
After Chatzot Hayom?
Shachrit.
because you're still in that.
Or you prayed Mincha
Early, I don't know which one you can. If it's after Chatzot before half hour, I don't know.
Wait a second.
I don't know.
We have
Rabbi would be the Avad, of course. We don't know. Well, what do you need?
I don't know if the Avada works at that time. I don't think it works in that time frame. The
Let's
Avada.
look at it.
So Rabbi, I forgot Minha. In the Arvit, I finished the thing. At night, I'm doing it by Yahid.
Yes.
I have to say Arvit.
Say Shir Ma'alot and then pray.
Everybody say you don't even say the first part. So you start from go
It's
back
only-
5th step and go back and.
If you heard it from anyone, you can walk only by Arbit. If it's by Mincha, no nachon. But if you miss Shachrit, you cannot pray the 7 Amidah unless you say in between Shachrit.
And Arvit,
And Arbit, if people say it, it's based on what we just learned.
The question is, if you miss that beat and you're going to pray Shachrit twice, what are you saying?
This is a good question.
What are you saying?
He's saying, no, he's asking, there's no Ashrei by Arbit.
No, Ashrei
The answer is, but אין עומדים להתפלל אלא מתוך דברי תורה, yes? So the Ashrei now is דברי תורה. Pray Shachrit,
Finish Shachrit Amidah, say
say Ashrei,
Ashrei,
and then
and then say Amidah again.
before-
Right away, or wait for stay Ashrei Obal
right away, right? Read Maran again, Paul. Read again, Paul. סעיף ב', you see סעיף ב' שולחן ערוך? טעה ולא יתפלל מנחה, מתפלל ערבית 2, אוקיי? טעה ולא יתפלל ערבית פה, מתפלל שחרית 2. הראשונה שחרית, שנייה תשלומים. ולאחר שאמר יוצר ב18 ברכות יאמר אשרי, ואחר כך יתפלל 18 תשלומים, זה מפורש במרן. אחר כך יאמר אשרי, הוא לא אומר אשרי, הוא אומר אשרי. In a minute we'll explain why. Yes, I'm listening.
Forget if I miss Shacharit. You know, you studied with Rav and saw someone like Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. Forget that he never missed Shacharit, never missed Mincha. This didn't apply to him. How does a person like that forget all the learning he has in his head? He has to daven Mincha. How did he have the mental concentration? I don't want to ask how you do it. I mean, because my mincha or my shacharit is, I better say I could say tashlumin all day long for what I said in my tefillot. Where did they get that kavanah to do it? How could it be a human being do it and focus for 10 minutes, 15 minutes? It's almost inhuman.
I'll tell you a story I told my class that happened many years ago. I had 2 sons. We have 4 sons, 2 sons. When my second was born, he had a high fever. So my wife gave him, if you remember St. Joseph aspirin?
Yeah, sure. That's
was like a candy.
Yeah,
My
it's
older son saw candies.
Oh.
He took swallowed seven
Oh.
aspirin. This is sakana mamash. This is Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Yeah, you did it with a shino.
And this is exactly what happened, Bemet. I picked up the phone and I dialed
Poison control.
poison control 212. I did not complete the number, and I told Gora, you dial the other phone. Oh, fine, okay, then.
Oh, wow.
I told the kids, why did I do it this way? So how did I have that? If you go
They had the
over the
presence of mind
halachot
to do
again
so.
and again, it pops out of your head. I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact. I'm telling you, it's a fact. Jeffrey asked me once, we learned once Shin Yudchet. Shulchan Aruch Shin Chavchet. Your kid falls and he broke his hand. Chas v'shalom. Does he have to be evacuated to the hospital? Yes. Can you drive it? Definitely not. Should you call Hatzalah? There's no need. Why?
Not an emergency.
Because you can call a Hoover.
Yeah.
If you come to the hospital with a broken hand, you lie there for 2 hours anyway, correct? You're lucky if you look. Of course, if you come and they look at your hand,
How
but
can you think of all this detail? You take your car and
I've saying it should be second nature.
but this is exactly.
You
This
train
is
for
what Jeffrey was asking. Jeffrey was asking, how can you have it? The answer is, this is why we repeat it from time to time. It has to become part of our nature. If you hesitate, do whatever you think you have to be done. But if you repeat it, it's
Yeah, my
special.
biggest example is the fire. God forbid something there.
No,
I'm not thinking about
No,
Shabbat.
no. Don't think. By fire, don't think. Don't think. By fire, don't think. But I'm telling you again, if you have in your mind, this is dangerous, this is not. Remember, you are not your wife, you're not your mother, they panic, but I was.
It happened to me. My son fell on Shabbat Friday night, and he was jumping on the couch. He fell. He hit his nose. He started bleeding from his thing. My in-laws panicked. I said, "Don't call. It's not. We'll go car service."
No, exactly. This is a classic example.
Was in the car driving.
This is an example. Everyone understands it. He has to see a doctor, but you have to drive. A Jew has to drive. Okay, but this is exactly what happens.
So it's not an emergency. You don't have to.
But the point is, if it's a fire or if you have any hesitation, if an old man falls down for any reason, don't think twice, you call fire. If a young man is passing out, this is not normal, call Hatzalah right away, yes? But normal stuff that happens, we know that we have to be evacuated, but
Stitches not us. Generally, some are, but generally are not emergency.
There's never emergency. Stitches.
This week, my granddaughter stopped breathing.
Oh, that's
Stop
breathing.
No, but surprisingly enough, when we call the hospital and everything,
She recovered.
they say it happens.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, young
happened to
kids
them.
too. Yeah, but you better
So after 30 seconds, they continue to breathe by themselves.
So we're not taking chances with
That's
that.
so very-
I mean, my daughter
kids-
started to.
Yeah.
Your
Young
daughter
kids-
is your mother.
Young kids, 2-3 years old, sometimes have this thing where
The
they
second,
get so
funny
they
thing
cry
is
so
that they
much
say
so
it's normal,
actually stop
and it's
breathing,
happened to
and
her.
they-
Like
You're not
maybe
taking,
I've seen
months
it.
you're not
later.
taking chances with that.
And they say that
I've
it's
seen it
normal.
before, though,
And the
for,
fact is that that's my other daughter also.
Okay, so you have to keep in mind. Okay, you have to keep in mind.
But I mean, at that moment, you say,
Okay, no one is blaming you do it. The mother has to do it.
No, even me, I would do it. I mean, why to take
You,
the chance?
you didn't answer. You didn't answer my question. You understand?
I forgot already your question.
It's not the first.
How does? All right, I'll ask it different. How does Rabbi Prague remember from Rifa'enu to Etzemach?
It's not fair to say, but this is the
Please
answer.
don't not.
The answer is I grew up in an environment that Shabbat is fire, much more than fire. And I also grew up that life is more important than Shabbat. Where is the fine line? This is exactly. You have two
But
fire.
I'm talking about this morning. How did you concentrate between Rifa'enu to Etzemach?
Okay.
It
So
is.
this morning, because I didn't have the pressure of running to school and giving a class, but pretty good. Tomorrow is going to be good. Sunday, Monday, we'll see.
Mincha is also the hardest during the
Yeah,
week.
Mincha.
You're running out of your office.
Eli
And
is
the
saying
phone,
the
your
Mincha
phone's beeping at you.
That's the whole point.
should know that this is why all the big book talking
Say
about the real
Mincha
big
is the most-
Mincha is the difference. This is why Mincha, the Gemara says, Ein Adam Na'ana. You hear this? Ein Adam Na'ana ela b'tfilat Mincha, except for that reason. One of the greatest Polish Hasidic rabbis, I mean, giant, says, I'm jealous of a man that runs into shul with uniform, of whatever, plumber, and it says, I'm jealous of him. Look, he stopped what he's doing. It says, I'm all day not doing anything, so to say. It says, look at him, this is...
So on a personal note,
the Sfata Med was the greatest rabbi in Poland, the greatest when there was a war between Russia and Japan, whenever many of his Hasidim were drafted to the army. So a Hasid wrote to him a letter with Divrei Torah, and he says, this Divrei Torah I wrote down between when the ceasefire. The rabbi said, I'm jealous of him.
yeah, because
The man is in a war,
duress.
and he has the country. I mean, okay, so this is very special. But in general, this is part of the challenges of life. What should I tell them?
So just on a personal note, like I'm very I'm not perfect, but I was worried about Lashon Hara or anything when it's say triggered Lashon Hara. As a public speaker, you're trained to always think what you're going to say before you say it.
Nirali, what are you saying? This is a good example.
So I have, in every conversation I have, I'm not perfect, but I'm always thinking about what's this phrase or sentence I'm going to say may trigger something else that I regret. So I'm always thinking about it. So it's my second nature. Before I talk, I'm thinking about it.
You can train
I'm trained. So the rabbi's saying that's how he was trained. It should be second nature if you could do it.
If you are a public speaker, you always know who am I addressing, which name do I have to mention, which one I might miss.
Or do I make a mistake that I
Look
regret?
now, Siman Reish Lamed Gimel Amini. But this is be'emet.
It's a big challenge.
We are trained subconsciously.
It's a training. Like I sit down on a project, I can sit down 6-7 hours. I don't feel my legs, and my son said, I don't understand, how did you sit down here? Like, here the kids, they don't have this confidence. After now, they have to have a confidence.
No, but this is a reason.
I had a conversation with somebody. I went to visit somebody in the Shiva house. His grandfather passed away. And he saw me turn off my phone when I entered the house. He says, you turn off your phone? I said, of course, I'm going to pray today. I can't have my phone on. He's a Kollel boy. I can't do it.
That's why they don't bring him into shul. Like this new mishigas to bring a phone into shul is another mishigas.
He says, I can't do it. I mean, he's a yeshiva boy. I'll tell you that to say, I can't do it.
So that's why during Chazar Hashatz, you shouldn't be looking at your emails. But that's another story. But I'm not the one to talk about it.
Look now.
I know it's an emergency, guys. It knocks out the text messaging, it knocks out the emails, it knocks out everything.
As you cannot say Shalom Sani Happy. If you cannot turn off your phone off, you don't say the morning Shalom Sani Happy. You are slave.
Yeah.
Slave to your phone. Look, Siman Reish Lamed Gimel for a minute. Eli, your question. Yeah, Reish Lamed Gimel. Yeah, take this Reish Lamed Gimel. Here, Joseph. Eli wanted to know. Eli wanted to know if it's not a half an hour after midday, what do you do for mincha? Look at 7.
No, I said which feet. I said there's no place to place
look
tefillah.
at
Then
7.
we argued, is it Nefah? If you do, it's Nefah or Shach.
Says Shulchan Aruch, מי שהתפלל תפילת המנחה לאחר 6 שעות ומחצה ולמעלה יצא. Eli, what is Shulchan Aruch says? Half an hour
after
now you do understand that this mechza is sha'ah zemani.
Yeah, I know.
In the summer, it's
I'm
42 minutes. Good. So let's look in the Mishnah Berurah now. תפילת המנחה כנגד תמיד של בין 4 תקנו. אז if you have in משנה ברורה, וזמן שחיטתו מדאורייתא התחלתו אחר 6 שעות ומחצה. היינו חצי שעה אחר חצות היום. ורק משום שכדי שיהיו יכולים להקריב קורבנות יחיד מקודם, לכן היו מאחרים הקרבתו בכל יום 9 שעות ומחצה. What does he say? He's saying, why don't we bring every day תמיד של בין 4 right away, half an hour after midday? Because the minute you bring the korban of Bein HaArbaim, the Gemara says in Pesachim, you cannot offer any private korban. So hundreds of people
To be
are
shut
waiting.
out.
So this is the reason why we postponed it 3 hours later. Yes? Levad.
That's what the problem becomes on Erev Pesach? Is that's where the problem becomes on Erev Pesach?
שצריכה להיות בערב שבת.
Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Pesach falls on Erev Shabbat. They used to slaughter the korban exactly half an hour. כן, עיקר זמן תפילת המנחה לכתחילה, ומ9 שעות ולמעלה, כנגד התמיד שהיו מקריבים בכל יום. ומכל מקום, אם יתפלל מ6 שעות ולמעלה, יצא. אחר עיקר זמנו של תמיד מדאורייתא מתחיל באותו יום. Yes? Now, what happened, Eli, if I pray today mincha, 15 minutes after midday?
Beth tells me, לא יצא.
אומר משמע פומרן, ומקודם לכן לא יצא אפילו בדיעבד. ויש מהאחרונים דסבירלו, להבדיל לכתחילה אסור להתפלל קודם שנשלם חצי שעה, בכל מקום בדיעבד שיתפלל בזו החצי שעה, לא יתפלל שנית. Okay? But you realize the majority of the האחרונים, if you know names, מגן אברהם דרך החיים ברכי יוסף, says don't pray. Some say בדיעבד יצא. So if someone will come to me, the only time I have to pray mincha is 15 minutes, I'll tell them don't pray. If he will ask me, I did pray, should I pray again? So b'diavad.
Yeah. So now let's say you hit chatzot and you didn't pray shacharit. So now you're telling me I didn't.
You hear what Eli wants to know now? Eli wants to know.
So does that mean I'm going to say shacharit if I pray then or not? I would say probably not. But.
Okay, so let's look now in Shulchan Aruch. Okay, close the book you just got. Go to Chelek Aleph, okay? Go to Shulchan Aruch Aleph.
Oh wow. If you tell me I can't pray that time, that gives a problem to Rambam.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Look a second, Siman Peitet.
89.
Peitet. Yes, Peitet, Kevin? Peitet. זמן תפילת השחר. Yes? זמן תפילת השחר, מצוותה שיתחיל עם הנצח חמה, we spoke this week about it, okay? כי דכתיב יראוך עם שמש. ואם יתפלל בדיעבד, we spoke about it, משעלה עמוד השחר, during the week we pray every day now.
Early.
Too early.
For sunrise.
יצא. So we count on the fact that most people have to go fun. But today, someone says to me, I was here very early. Why didn't you pray with the first minyan? Because I saw it for the first minyan. I went to that. אבל תקרא לי. ונמשך זמנה עד סוף 4 שעות, אילי שהוא שליש היום. Good? Continue now. ואם טעה או עבר והתפלל אחר 4 שעות עד חצות, אף על פי שאין לו שכר תפילה בזמנה, שכר תפילה מי העיקר?
You said you're not going to repeat.
Correct. Now, says רמה, לאחר חצות אסור להתפלל תפילת שחרית.
I see it.
אסור. בית יוסף בשם הרשב"א.
Yeah.
בית יוסף בשם הרשב"א.
So you have to wait until mincha time.
Now, see, here's the question. You're a doctor or you're a teenager? He says, Rabbi, I get up on Sunday. Look now, בערב טף ד'. See ד'? בערב טף, look at ד'. See, והבח חולק. הוא מתיר להתפלל אחר חצות עד שיגיע זמן מנחה גדולה. וכן, פסק התז למעשה.
Wow. They can preach shacharit.
This is a major מחלוקת, לא סתם. Now, look at משנה ברורה, סעיף קטן זין, משנה ברורה זין, ואחר חצות, משמע מלשון הרב, ואפילו תכף אחר חצות אסור להתפלל.
That's Rambam is saying.
יבדל קאי בין עבר במזידות העם ושוגר. ויש מקלים, remember the Mishnah Berurah is always a posek. ויש מקלים, who are the Bach and the Taz, חצי שעה אחר חצות, ולדין המשמע מפרי מגדים בדרך החיים, שאין לזוז מפסק הרב, וכן משמע מיורגה. So it's a מחלוקת עצומה in the אחרונים, yes? According to Maran, it's a no-no.
Yeah.
Others are saying, but the Avad.
Sounds like a better not, at least.
So I always tell the seniors in school, pray lechatchila up to 4. You didn't, you can continue. Yeah, see, they never
At
look
some
at,
point, there's
they
a
never look at
no-fly
the timer.
zone.
They never look at the timer anyway.
Rabbi, if there's a time that Rambam is saying that you can't pray, is it Tfilah Zman Ramadan? All of a sudden, is it nitpicking? But if you tell me there's a half hour you're not allowed to pray, and we said, that's
Like it's a free zone.
No
Yeah.
fly zone, no fly zone.
no fly
Right,
zone.
right,
No fly zone.
This applied to.
Rabbi Prague, I'm sorry.
Doesn't, you see what he's asking?
What?
Ladies.
Does it apply to
Why?
ladies? The answer is no.
What does it?
No, this man, he's saying whatever if a lady, the only time she has to pray,
12:15 p.m.
exactly, because she's not obligated to pray anyway 3 times a day. She's not obligated to pray
So there's
mincha.
no time zone, so to
This
speak.
is
Well,
like
But what would she pray?
What did she pray then?
What could she pray?
If
Minha,
she prays,
Shachrit.
if she prays every day, Shachrit and Mincha, then this applies to a lady too.
Oh,
If she prays
that's her
once a
routine.
day, זה לא משנה.
No.
מה זה משנה? Because once a day is to fulfill the Rambam's obligation.
But what would she pray 12:15?
So
Shachrit and Minha.
She says Amidah.
Doesn't matter.
This is the point.
Rabbi,
It's a no name. This is the obligation to
Oh,
pray
wait,
once
there
a
is
day.
no such a thing as a no name to
Rabbi Prague.
Yes.
When you look at the Shulchan Aruch, why did he say Zman Tfilat Shacha Mitzvata? Is there a diuk for the word mitzvata? Because the Tur, he doesn't say it, but later on he says it. He says Umikom Makom Ikar Mitzvata in Neitzachama. So what does he mean by the word mitzvah here?
He copies the Lashon HaGemara. The Lashon HaGemara in the first
Yeah, I know.
page.
I remember.
Lashon HaGemara in the beginning of well, this one, give me one. Yeah, please.
Yeah, Perek Tet.
No, not very.
Daf Tet.
Look in Perek 4 here. Look in Brachot 26. Uraminu mitzvata ima netzach hama. This is he copies word by word the Gemara, which
But
means
why doesn't
today is a perfect day. No one goes to work, right? You can pray 6:25, which is definitely not good. You can pray at 8. Or today Vatican was whatever was it? Vatican 6, I think 6:47.
So that was legal.
Mitzvata, the best way this morning was to pray Vatican. This is the preferred time every day.
Rabbi, but can I argue with this thing with the woman?
Yeah, why?
Because whether you go by the korbanot or you go by the avot, it was designated a certain tefillah, whether it's shachrit. I mean, if you're in that zone where there's no designation of the tefillah, I'm not sure.
But the way he's telling you here is it's not that it's a no-fly zone for men. But every day you can pray from sunrise to sunset. Since she's obligated only one prayer a day.
No, but I'm saying the woman, she's either going to pray shachrit, mincha, or rabbi.
She's praying Amidah.
The covenant doesn't matter which one.
Look here, look in Siman, where is it?
Okay.
Just a minute.
I was just trying to argue.
Look at Siman. Eli was saying, if it's not a Zman Tfilah. It's not Zman Tfilah for us. Because our Tfilot, time zone.
Cannot pray 3 times a day.
It's 2 times. Any lady prays 2 times a day. She's a special lady. Look at Siman Kuf. Look at Siman Kufa. Look at Kufa. Look at Siman Kufa.
So how do you differentiate between Shachrit and Mincha? The ladies.
This is what Paul is saying. You don't have to. If she prays every day too, then she has to stick to time. If she is not taking it upon herself, here. Look a second, Mishnah Berurah Kuf Vav. The Katav Magen, okay. In the book that you have, it's page Shina and Tet. Good.
Yeah.
Larry, by you, it's in the middle of Siv Katan Gimel, but the Katav Magen Avraham. You see somebody there?
Yeah, I see.
The Katav Magen Avraham, you see?
10 lines
It's
down.
right there. Here. Look at my finger, Joseph. Look here. So
10
it's
lines
about
down, second word in the Katav.
Joseph, look at it. You should look on top. Page Shina and Tet. You see the Katav Magen Avraham. It's right there.
Oh, so where is it? Just point it. Oh, okay, up there. Okay.
Here, Joseph, here, take it.
Got it.
Oh, good.
Second word.
כתב מגן אברהם שעל פי סברה זו, the Rambam that says that a woman is chayav to pray מן התורה once a day, so is a man. נהגו רוב האנשים, most ladies, שאין מתפללים 18 בתמידות שחר בערב. They're not praying שחרית ומנחה. Why? Because מן התורה, Joseph, me and you are obligated to pray once a day only whatever you want. לפי שאומרות מיד בבוקר סמוך לנטילה איזה בקשה מן התורה יוצאות ואפשר שאף חכמים לא חייבו יותר. So Paul is telling you the lady is a good lady. She's not saying only berachot in the morning. She wants to pray. She prays עמידה. She's מהדר. אבל דעת רמב"ן שעיקר מצוות תפילה היא מדברי סופרים. מצוות תפילה היא מדרבנן. שתקנו י"ח ברכות, they established עמידה, התפלל אותם שחריתו מנחה חובה וערבית רשות. ואף על פי שהיא מצוות עשה שהזמן גרמה. אוקיי? ונשים פטורות, here she is obligated. skip two lines. Well, okay, so this is according to this opinion, they pray, ladies pray shachrit and mincha. וכן הכריע, so למעשה, Joseph, this is the way they teach today, every sincere religious school. When you're single, try to pray twice a day. If you are a mother, busy in the house, pray once a day. And if you cannot do even that, say the berachot in the morning, but berachot that has Elokai neshama shenatata. This type of brachot, it is enough.
What happens if you have a maid and a nurse?
What?
No.
Right. Okay, so I really want to see that. Larry, the reason why we repeat it is it's exactly what you said, Pikuach Nefesh. This is a type of halachot that you go again and again until it goes out of your, but then it's part of you, finished.
The truth is, I didn't know.
By the way, Rabbi Prague,
Yes.
what do you know offhand what the siman for Tfilat Mincha in the Shulchan Aruch is?
We looked at it before, my dear friend. It's Siman Reish Lamed Gimel. Here, I'm looking again. Make sure it's
Why my brain surely isn't working for a change.
Thanksgiving, that's why.
Reish Lamed Gimel. Here, this is we Chazer. מי שהתפלל לאחר שעוד יצא, בעיקר זמנה ומתשע שעות ומחצה.
No, that's not. I want to. I like the lashon of the Rambam for Shachrit mitzvata X. How come by mincha he doesn't say?
Yofi, yofi. So you see, if you look at the Rambam,
I'm trying to think. Is told me though right or not?
Look at the Rambam, פרק ג' מהלכות תפילה, פרק ג'. Okay. ספר אהבה, פרק ג'. Joseph, you should get what you know what he has in front of him.
Yeah.
He has access to every book much quicker than we take the book out of the book.
I asked him, where did you buy, how much did it cost?
What?
Which book are you using? What?
alhatorah.org.
This Alatorah, write it down.
So how much do you pay for it?
It's free, but
it's bechinam.
You know who runs it? The graduate of
yeah, what's his name? He was your student. He told me.
He was really an amazing student. He and his wife are really very dedicated.
Unbelievable.
Every time I
I think I should download the article. You said
The nicest gift, Joseph, the nicest gift you can give, she'll remember you forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
I wonder if they are discouraging them in the like yeshivot here, like by Rabbi Diamond or something.
You can ask it in a smart way. Ask what is their policy in the school.
Yeah, the truth is sometimes you don't want to give them these little tools like using the calculator, doing hand math. Looking it up and finding the books is an exercise in itself as opposed to just going.
Yeah, but Ronnie, we all know that when you're sitting down and then you say, "Oh, I have to get up," you say, "All right, it says it over there." But when you look at it physically, whether you get up, if you can get up, that would be the best. And you also have to have all these farim.
In the yeshivas, they're learning. Should they go get the books or should they use the tool?
Only the books.
Yeah,
of
that's
course,
what I'm saying. There's an
in
exercise.
class.
You want to train them.
Sometimes in class, Larry, sometimes I say, get up now, we're going to the library. Says, why? I want you to learn.
Essence.
Here are the Rambam, here is the Shulchan Aruch. Some kids told me they never, ever looked at the tool.
It's true.
One of the greatest things of training, learning your class, is learning where to find something
Yeah.
for ourselves. Learning how to the
By the way,
books.
that's why my kids think I'm crazy. Look it up in a dictionary. What's a dictionary? Get the book. Look it up. Don't just tap it in your hand. Look it up.
Larry, look פרק ג' הלכה ב', כבר אמרנו שתפילת המנחה כנגד תלמיד שבין 40 תקנו.
But where do you, Perek Gimel, what?
ב' מלכות תפילה.
Got it.
Okay, but he does it very fast.
Yeah. That does it. It's an important tool. Look at me.
ולפי שהיה, did you ever, you tried also?
I didn't try that.
But by the way, Rabbi Prague, you should know that, Ronnie, to your point, I never knew the Rambam till I knew, but so now I know that when I go to my computer, Rabbi Prague says, Hilachot Melachim, I know it's the Rambam, I knew it's the last book in Rambam, and when I'm doing it, I also know that Hilachot Melachim, I got Avel, I got all these things. Every time I look at it, I try to remember what something is, in case I don't have my computer, in case I don't have it.
There was a time that part of my teaching was you must memorize the 14 books of the Rambam.
Yeah.
Must. Then each book, which topics that he discuss.
Wow.
I gave up.
Yeah, but if I asked Rabbi Prague, right?
I was a teenager. Mada, Bazman, remember only the Mada, Bazman, Hashim, the Shafla. I mean, if you get used to it, you get used to it. Then
Rabbi Prague.
Yes.
If I wake you up right now and I say Shabbat, Perek Chavtet, what are you going to tell me?
Of course, yeah.
If you really,
he knows it like this. That's how you learn it. Learning, you learn it. You learn.
And teach someone which book would the Rambam write Hilchot Kibud Av V'Em.
Yeah, really, that's true. Sometimes it's hard. That's hard.
Kibud Av V'Em is difficult. You know why? You wrote it in Hilchot Mamrim.
Yeah.
Mamrim is normally if you disagree with the High Court. But a kid.
So that's why they have that book, Surba the Rabbanan. It's a wonderful thing. If I don't know, you've seen it, Rabbi Prague. Anyone in the class, it's on Amazon. It's called Surba. They take these topics like Rabbi Prague just mentioned, Kibud Av V'Em, from beginning to end, and then you could go back and they list all the places. I mean, there's so many tools today that you could learn.
Then adults have all the tools. You just need the time. And the desire to
even take something.
You have the tools. You got to open it. You have to still open it up at the end of the day. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. It's on my computer. Good for the computer, not good for me.
Larry, when we were kids, they taught us the times tables: 2 times 3, 2 times 4. You had all the times that you could do math on paper when you had.
Doesn't exist anymore.
No kids know times tables today.
No kid, Ronnie, they can't spell. My mother beat me till I could spell.
Anyway,
she beat me. She sat there, we read the words, and she said, spell this word. My middle child could figure out.
As Anna took once Rabbi Ben Eliezer, I forgot the name, to a Sephardic wealthy guy in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And he brings him, this is Rabbi Ben Eliezer. The guy says to him, Rabbi, before I know what you come here, I'm going to give you a check. I have to tell you a story. Listen to this. He says, my mother, he was a teenager in the 40s. Says, my mother forced me to learn how to type a typewriter. And I told her, Mom, I'm not going to be a secretary. She was a Syrian mom. He says he used to take me out to a baseball game, practice, and and he says to the rabbi, I wouldn't tell you what I thought about my mother. World War II began. He's going to Europe.
Right.
He was in a fighting brigade. Fighting brigade. He says one day a general stops near our brigade. Who knows how to type? I said, I was embarrassed to say, who knows? You're becoming my private secretary.
Sure.
In 2 weeks, his entire platoon was finished.
Wow.
Right,
Yeah.
sure.
As I came from the war, I hugged my mother and didn't stop crying. Yes.
When I was in the army, they said, who is an engineer? I lifted my hand and he said, okay, you are in charge. You stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning. You shut the lights. Since then, I said,
Joseph says, the Turkish army, who is an engineer? You have to stay up till 2 to shut the lights.
So I thought I'll get away
Anyway,
with
Larry,
something like that.
you see the language of the Rambam? The
Yeah.
Rambam says clearly, yes, ולפי שבערב פסח היו שוחטים, אמרו שהמתפלל יצא, ומשיגיע הזמן הזה הגיע הזמן חיובה. But the best time, so this is very famous, the Chita, Shulchan Aruch and the Rambam believe, today, a day like today, you're not going to war. You have a minyan for mincha, 12:30 or 3. The Rambam and Shulchan Aruch said pay 3.
Yeah. So I have the dilemma every day.
I don't think about it.
No, I have the dilemma. I have a dilemma which we talked about.
Because most people are not.
But the basis of the korbanot almost doesn't apply to us, but we're still using
But
it.
the halacha is based on that.
Yeah.
So we have minha every day in our office at
We'll continue
1:45.
tomorrow, but tomorrow is Parsha, because so maybe Sunday,
Parsha.
because it was fascinating stuff. Because I had to prepare. I
So
can't-
we have in our office every day minha 1:45. I opt to pray 1:45, even though it's better to pray
See,
later
1:40
because I want to catch it. I don't want to make it. If I miss it, I miss it.
Yes,
So
yes.
I pray 1:45 every day. during the
Larry,
week.
tonight at 9:30, yes?
I'm 30, full of turkey.
So there's a quote.
But
we
it's-
talk-
את
we're-
היום הזה שימחץ מהתאריך.
Have a
Larry,
nice day.
wait, we talked beginning of the class about worrying. So Rabbi Diamond made a quote from Mark Twain. I've had a lot of problems in my life. Most of them never happened.
I have a lot of what?
And a lot of
Hey, Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie.
never happened.
I mean, you anticipate things.
Yeah.
You understand, Joseph? You're always anticipating.
But Ronnie,
This is what Friday.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
Ronnie, you
Yes.
know what PTSD is, right?
Yeah.
So you should know, based on your comment, in my high school, we're probably very similar in age. They gave us our report cards last night. How do you think my Thanksgivings were? You think I'm not scarred, Ronnie?
But they
You have
say,
no idea. You have no idea how many years of my life I probably took off of how many years of their lives every Wednesday night. 4 years of high school. My father walked up the stairs like he was going to an execution. I'm not kidding. All the rest of the year, he ran up the stairs. We'd always lift up the stairs. That night, you should have seen it. It was like, all right. So Thanksgiving to me, it keeps saying, there's that report card with the red circle.
Yeah. You did okay, Larry. You did okay. Your parents did
No,
okay.
but you should have known, Ronnie, 139 out of 145.
See you tonight. Tomorrow morning is regular time. Remember, tomorrow
Regular
morning
time.
time.
You should
Have a
all
nice-
enjoy it. And we should all be thankful for all our brachot. We really should.
so but we say that we have to always think of what's going, like the future. If you are like a smart person, will think of the future. So when you think of the